What is going on, everyone? March Jig 8 here, bringing you guys the news in a flash. Let's get into it. We got our final update on the Taylor Swift case as the jury, after deliberating for 3 hours, ruled in favor of Swift in her countersuit against David Mueller. The jury also weighed in the allegations against Andrea Swift and Frank Bell alongside Swift's countersuit, and with the ruling, neither Andrea or Frank Bell will be forced to pay. And with that, the verdict pretty much ended the trial. So closed the door that was opened 5 years ago, with Swift coming out victorious and being granted her symbolic $1. Check out more details below if you guys are interested in learning more. Speaking of lawsuits, we got an update on Adrenaline Mob, and unfortunately I can't say that it's a very good one. So for recap's sake, Adrenaline Mob was involved in a tragic crash when their RV, which was parked alongside a highway, was struck by a tractor trailer that veered into them. The collision actually caused the RV to be engulfed in flames, and it took the life of David Zabludowski. It severely injured tour members Janet Raines, Rob Desler, Jason McCloy, and Dale Campiglia. Now, attorneys representing Janet Raines, Rob Desler, and Jason McCloy held a press conference where they updated the family and friends on the conditions of those who had been injured and their legal plans moving forward. We'll start off with McCloy, who is currently in a long-term care facility with another surgery scheduled. Desler was finally able to go home, but is still recovering from the devastating injuries he has. And finally, we get to Janet Raines. I saved her for last because I knew it was the hardest to swallow. You know, I've been following the story for a little while now, and I guess I never really got the gravity of how severe her injuries actually were until now. This is what her attorney had to say. Janet is still in a burn unit in Gainesville, Florida. She has catastrophic injuries. She's in a number of surgeries, and each and every day she's fighting for her life. Now, the attorneys have also mentioned that no one who was involved in this came out unscathed. And honestly, I don't see how one of them would have, but this is what they had to say. Each one of the band members were injured significantly in this crash, and they all continue to treat and recover from the injuries they sustained. A number of individuals have brain injury, there's broken bones, there have been a number of surgeries. No one, and obviously the unfortunate death of David, escapes a horrific crash without devastating physical or psychological injury. It was also mentioned that the attorneys have a legal team ready to take Twist Transports to court. Twist Transports, Inc. is, of course, the company that owned the tractor trailers Robert Hind was driving when he veered over the road and crashed into Adrenaline Mob's RV. They had this to say. Typically, what we can tell you is that when tractor trailer drivers and tractor trailer companies are following the rules, tractor trailers don't leave the roadway. On top of that, data from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration shows that the company has received 87 violations during their last 24 months, 26 of them being for violations of unsafe driving, 31 for hours of service compliance violations, 28 for vehicle maintenance, and 2 for controlled substances and alcohol. Now, at this time, the Florida Highway Patrol is still conducting an investigation of the crash, and after the completion of a homicide investigation, the agency will then decide whether to file charges, but that could take roughly around 90 to 120 days. This story just seems to be getting more and more tragic as it goes on, and more details are slowly revealed. And it isn't like the Ghost Inside, where they were straight up front with the severity of the injuries they had. Adrenaline Mob and their team have been very hush-hush about everyone's injuries, and I'm guessing that's for the lawsuit, but I can't help but feel a little bit frustrated here. Especially when we keep hearing, yeah, it's a lot more serious than you might have suspected, But at the same time, I completely understand it, and I completely understand why there's such a privacy around it. If you guys are interested in learning more, I will leave links down below for you. Evanescence has announced they are heading on their Synthesis Live tour, which kicks off in October and runs all the way into December. That tour, in keeping with the concept of their upcoming album, Synthesis, will feature reimaginings of the band's best-loved songs with an emphasis on the full orchestra and electronics elements being mixed in. Unfortunately, it's not coming anywhere near me, or I would have gone, but if you guys are interested in checking out the dates, they can be found below in the description. Finally, we got a couple of new songs and music videos for you guys. Green Day released a new music video for Troubled Times. Queens of the Stone Age put out a new music video for The Way You Used To. Silverstein put out a new music video for the Afterglow. Neck Deep put out a new music video for their single In Bloom. The Movielife put out a new single, Ghost in the Photographs. Turnover put out a new single, Bonnie, Rhythm and Melody. And finally, Anti-Flag put out a new song called Racist in the wake of the Charlottesville violence. Be sure to check out all of those if you guys are interested. They'll all be down in the description. Thank you all for joining me for this episode. Feel free to leave a like if you guys enjoyed the episode. Dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you want more. And I will see you all on the next one. Mars out.